All right, so without further ado, sorry, let me talk about that trailer that dropped Monday night, as a Monday Times recording here, right? I mean, we were hearing through the grapevine, because as you said, earlier on, the trailer actually leaked Sunday night, right?
Right.
And we were like, okay, well, trailer leak, oh shit, right? But I didn't even know till like after the fact, right, that there was this event, this 4D event called CinemaCon, right? So all the
Right.
big players, all the big studios come through and pretty much kind of just letting people know, hey, this is we slate of films for 2022 or late 2021, go up to 2022, basically. And it's just the heavy hitters now. So, much to our surprise, I mean, well, Sony was the first studio to put out this stuff, you know, at that expo. And, they dropped the trailer for the show here, right? But we just thought, well, all right, well, it showed is, so, we'll see it a couple days afterwards. But knowing, what the MCU has done, with their trailers, not all the time, but ever so often, dropping it on a Monday, right? They actually did that, but in this case, they dropped it Monday night, right? So we learned our lessons from last time where we waited till the weekend to talk about the Eternals trailer, which literally dropped last week, Monday, times recording here. So now we're gonna finally talk about the trailer for the DualSense wireless controllers for PS5.
What?
No, dude, this is literally what appears at the end of the Spider-Man No Way Home trailer. Heighten your
Okay.
senses, some wireless controllers for PS5. Remember, it's Sony, right? So Sony had to kind of squeeze itself into it. It can't just be a Marvel thing. It had to be something about their products, right? But whatever, right? So dumb joke
Right.
aside, yes, we're finally going to talk about Spider-Man No Way Home, the trailer, right? Um, I saw it when it came out, Monday
Yeah.
night, as you imagine you did. Millions of people did, me around the world. Just getting this out to the way, I absolutely love this. It's a great teaser trailer, and I like the fact that it's a teaser trailer because, boy, they just give you so much, boy, so much Easter eggs, so much theories and theory videos just popped up. You know what I mean? Ever since this trailer was dropped, and it's just amazing, though, and it just really shows just where the MCU is at right now, where it's not just a Spider-Man movie, but also we have Doctor Strange before he even comes out with with his film, his sequel, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, right? I love the setup for this. I love that it follows. Well, of course, it follows right after where the last film left off, where Mysterio actually revealed to the world that Peter Parker is actually Spider-Man, right? So of course, he's public enemy number one, thanks to J.
Right.
Jonah Jameson. Of course, it's affecting his public and personal life, especially with his bestie to about to be girlfriend, pretty much. Well, sorry, I lie. Actually, girlfriend. MJ, played by Zendaya, right? Um, I just love the idea of, and maybe you could answer this, Ricardo. Maybe it's based off of a comic where he enlists the assistance of Doctor Stephen Strange,
Right.
just to help him out now, which is and basically he just for the world to not know that he is actually Spider-Man, right?
Right.
So yeah, I mean, Strange reluctantly comes up with a spell. I like how he tells him, well, basically the whole idea is that the whole world will know who you are, right? But while he's doing his stuff now, what I mean? It's like, well, what about Aunt May? What about MG? It's like, no, do you know what I mean? Don't be, saying, don't be calling out names there. And of course, the spell goes wrong, and it just opens up just insanity, basically, right? So we see shots of him in the Mirrorverse. We see what may possibly be Electro, but not
Right.
the blue light Electro that we saw in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, that god awful film, but more the traditional yellow light, basically. We also see bits of Sandman. I
Right.
was wondering if that was him, but I look at it a few more times, like, yeah, it had to be him. Like cloudy, sandy guy, it had to be him, right? But of course, the two big moments have to be, what I mean, the reveal somewhat of the Green Goblin, and not just the Green Goblin, but William Dafoe's Green Goblin, right? So that's telling
Yeah.
you, oh, we're going to, 2002 Spider-Man. We're going to Sam Raimi Spider-Man, right? And
Right.
then they drop the surprise of all surprise. I mean, we know it. We saw it through the grapevine and all that kind of stuff, right? We heard it through, rumors and tabloids, all that kind of stuff. Alfred Molina returning as, Doc Ock, arguably the best villain of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man series. And of course, from Spider-Man 2, arguably the best Spider-Man movie ever made. I've seen that
Yeah.
one time. Sorry for y'all MCU lovers and all that kind of stuff, but no, Spider-Man 2 is up there, right? That's is the best, right? So yeah, seeing him there, yes, he's the age, and but I just love the fact that it's him, right? But it looks like a younger him, which has people kind of speculated what's going on here too, right?
Right.
So yeah, before we get into what we think will happen going forward, with this movie here and going forward, Ricardo, just thoughts on the trailer itself before we jump
Right.
into theory.
So as I say, this trailer has it's as a trailer. It don't make like I okay. So I don't understand why people have so much hype for this trailer as it is. Like I get nostalgia wise, yeah, I get why, but like it have more hype than Avengers. From what I understand in terms of numbers. Um, and it's like all right. I didn't think the trailer was all that special or anything like that.
Okay.
Other than the fact that if you read it, if you read it straightforward, it's not that interesting. If you realize, okay, it might have a lot of shenanigans going on in terms of the misleading nature of the trailer, then it gets interesting. So, first question: Doctor Strange supposed to be that incompetent? That make any sense to anybody?
I,
Right?
I I don't think so because
Right.
like
So,
like this even like okay, so for example the wink that he does
yeah,
when Benedict Wong's character tells him you're not supposed to do it, he's like, no, I'm not gonna do it, man, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, you know what I mean? So yeah, we're
I
all I mean a majority of us are thinking okay, something's up with him, right? And even if the spell involves not like like okay, so Strange has to be completely focused. So if you keep dropping names on him, especially remember take into consideration the fact that he does not know who these characters are, so it's like okay, I need to concentrate, right? But even still, you think that somebody like him would have mentioned that to Parker before he even started to do the spell, before he even goes down
no, no,
into
no, well,
that that
yes,
area in the first
yeah,
place,
exactly. No, but all of that is thing. It was just a little red flags. Like, why is the sanctum all, you know, on, like snow?
renovated somewhat,
No, well, it's under snow. Like, why is it
right?
frozen for like that? Is there a reason for that to happen? And
Mhm.
it basically the all the evidence shows that that guy is not Doctor Strange, or at least not our Doctor Strange. So here's the thing. Uh we have to wait till what I suspect is at the finale or something close to the end of the finale of What If will lead straight into this film. And
Mhm.
what I suspect is going on, this is just my quick little fan theory, is that that Doctor Strange is a variant of our ones. And or it could possibly be Mephisto. Maybe.
Right, right.
Because Mephisto is because everybody is thinking about Mephisto with Wanda. But if you want big Mephisto storyline, two famous Spider-Man stories, right? One More Day and One Moment in Time, right? Right. That is like probably two. Well, One More Day is one of the most notorious Spider-Man stories, right? For better or for worse, it did a big reset. You know why? And then One Moment in Time also did a big. Well, I kind of fixed the reset. I would argue One Moment in Time kind of fixed a lot of One More Day, to be honest. Especially with the big reveal at the end of that. And yeah, that's why I feel that they're going with that. So it's more One Moment in Time than One More Day. We'll see. That's pretty much what I think is going on. So like all of this chicanery and that Doctor Strange he fighting is really not the real Doctor Strange. Like that guy is a variant, right, or something along those lines, right? If they're leading into a multiverse, they're really gonna lead into a multiverse hard. So that's pretty much it.
Okay, okay. Nothing else to say about the trailer itself.
Yeah, I mean it's fan service stuff. Like nothing about it that like I'm excited for Doc Ock, but again because it's doing all of that multiverse chicanery, I kind of don't really care. Like I know none of it gonna last or stick maybe. So that's why I'm not like that interested in it. Um, it's like okay, like it's fun I suppose, but like nothing about it that interesting because it's just clearly fan servicey hype stuff, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It is to extent.
Yeah, it's the
And I guess
the
it
hype
kind
of
of
the
has
crowd.
to be that way because, well, it's Sony, right? It's Sony and
Yeah,
Marvel Studios, doing their thing, right? But yeah, as far as like theories go, like I mean, there's a bunch of theory videos that popped up right afterwards, though. So, I'm not gonna go through all of them though, but just a few that stood out to me, right? The possibility of the Sinister Six. Remember, this was something that Sony was trying to bring to screen since the end of. I mean, it's Spider-Man 2, right?
right.
I was almost gonna say the first one, but actually the second one, right?
Yeah,
With
second one
which
that started up. But again, I think all of that is a distraction. Like I don't think they're like Sony might, given Sony is a hot mess with the material, but I don't know what's going on with the MCU itself. Like I think all of that is a distraction, to be honest.
Right, right, right. And remember, it's well, I mean, Spider-Man's a MCU character no, right? So I don't think that Kevin Feige gonna let Sony be like, oh well, like I hope that we don't get a repeat of Amazing Spider-Man 2, where it's all these, oh well, coming soon we're gonna get these characters and we're
Exactly.
gonna get this. It's like no,
But
no, no,
that's the
let's
guy.
tell a story,
Yeah,
please.
no, they have been hinting at it kind of in the MCU, right? Because we see this one in, I think he either in Mobius or thing.
Morbius.
Yeah, either in right. We call him Vulture. No?
Yeah.
Like a tiki shop in that trailer, so like they might do that with him, maybe, and then we're not sure what's going on with the whole Venom Carnage stuff. Maybe, like again, I think they're gonna do a Sinister Six for this movie. It's gonna be a big like misdirection. Like, and then the Sony people will take those scraps and try to run with it, maybe, right? Um,
Mm.
but that's why I'm not really like too hyped up over the Sinister Six stuff because it really coming across like a big misdirection, to be honest.
Right, right, right. Also, this Easter egg that well, supposed Easter egg thing. So people like Rel going off of this particular shot where you see this is where Peter's in the interrogation room and the guy was asking him, me like, oh well, you're Spider-Man. It's like no, or you control those drones. Like no, I don't know about any
Right,
drones or
right.
whatever it is, right? And then you
And
see that
with
one
like
guy, me with
slam down
the
the papers.
right
Yeah,
sound the people. So you hear that dun
right.
dun 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 dun. And people thinking, oh my god, that's Mark Murdoch. That's
Maybe,
Netflix's,
right.
Daredevil. And I'm like,
Eh,
is it
possibly.
though? I mean,
Yeah. The
and
thing
and
is,
and oh, one thing quickly, right? And for me, even if it is, why? That's not me saying
no,
that they
again,
shouldn't have him in the film, or if like because I don't know for sure, honestly, if he's going to be in it or not. I didn't really read up so much on whether he's going to be in it, but still, it's just like, well,
no, the
he's
thing
not
is,
he's not gonna be like the big highlight of the movie anyway. So I
no,
don't really think that it's him. I could be wrong, but I'm not gonna go into the show like, oh my god, well I hope that it's gonna be him, because if it's not him, I'm gonna be disappointed. Well, it's like, well, if he there, then all right, a ball on the place, okay, but I'm not going to see him.
right.
I'm not
No,
gonna watch the show to see him. You know what I mean?
yeah, it
Yeah.
could be true because if it's one thing the Spider-Man movies have been doing a good job is they know how to keep stuff close to their chest. For every one of their movies, they kept stuff close to their chest. All of the movies, right? So no one, I don't know anybody who knew that J. Jonah Jameson was going to be in the last film. No one knew that Vulture was going to be the big twist in the first film, for example, right? Stuff like that. So that's why, like, it's stuff that I don't mind. But again, I suspect, given the track record of this franchise, I really suspect we're gonna get is a big the whole Sinister Six stuff is a big misdirection. I don't know. That's just me. It could be that is as it is, but I feel it have a really big weird stuff going on. I think if there's anything, I really think that Mephisto is a strange variant. That's my pet theory, right? Mephisto is a strange variant. So that's how I feel about that. But that's about it.
Right, and last though, everybody's seeing that, similar to Wanda and Loki, I mean, Spider-Man fucked up the timeline, so
Exactly.
to
That's
speak.
that's another thing that the whole thing that
That's
didn't
another thing
cause.
that I feel in particular is a misdirection. You know what I mean? Because
Right,
I think
right,
it more has to do with what happened with Loki, and
right.
a less extent WandaVision. Not so much. Oh, you did it like
Well,
the first two tried and they kind of did the thing, but no,
okay.
you did it to a certain extreme now. I don't
Right.
see it like that.
So there's a fan theory that says that how the events of WandaVision, when Wanda unlock her powers at the end there, right?
Mm,
That was the moment when the stuff everything break. Somebody was making that point. That how
right.
remember when the one who remains recognize that things change. That's the time, and they say in the timestamp, that's the same time in the final episode of WandaVision, and that's why it line up. I'm like, all right, it's good evidence, and I actually like it. But yeah, that could be the case. But as I said, to me, a lot of it is just misdirection. That's what I think. I just not that impressed with the whole Sinister Six stuff. Like they're gonna do something, but I don't think it's gonna be something in the way they
Mm,
think it is. Like I think a lot of it has to do with what going on with Doctor Strange, and I really do think they're doing the Mephisto thing. Maybe, right? Maybe, but we'll see what they do with the final.
Right. And in closing now, I just hope, just as a whole, that this movie turns out better than the last film, right? Because what I mean, like, I was not like completely wowed by
Yeah,
that film. Like, it had its moments and stuff like that, but I felt like the whole misdirection that they did with Mysterio didn't quite
then
hit
land.
the landing as much as I
Yeah,
expected, right? Like, it was an interesting idea, like concept wise, but just execution is like not so much, right? You know. But I do hope, just keeping my fingers crossed, that they don't rely too heavily on fans. So it's like, oh well, for you to understand this, you have to watch Sam Raimi's films, or
right,
the Andrew Garfield starring films, all that kind of stuff, right?
right.
I don't want too much fan service though in
Yeah,
this film here. Like, it should be able to stand on its own as an MCU film, but kind of cater to what Sony was trying to do with the property for like what 2 decades, right? You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
exactly.
everybody kind of get they get a little fair share basically, right? But I hope not to the extent of the direction of fees for the MC. So yeah, excited to see this movie come out. Well, sorry, to see the show in theaters. I do hope that cinemas will be open to see this. Sorry, so I could see this December 17th. Um, I am not sure at the moment if we will even get to see Shang-Chi in theaters, way. But then again, I guess we have to wait until the head honcho himself, Mr. Keith Rowley, tells us if cinemas will be open, in September or not. But
Right.
it'll kind of suck. I mean, everybody done already praising Shang-Chi, what I mean, and we just say like, well, I guess we have to wait, 45 days until we see it.
Right.
But yeah, other than that though, impressed by this trailer here. I love how we got a lot of people, thinking and speculating, all that kind of stuff. But I just hope that payoff wise though, that it is worth it. I hope that they don't stumble with all this amount of material, if you understand what I'm saying. Because remember, you've seen this happen before with the Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's like, all
Yeah,
right, well, we have to keep to the you have to give you Sinister Six, we have to give you all these little things, but you kind of forget at the heart of it all the story. What's the story
yeah,
about, right? So,
yeah.
any last words?
Yeah, as I say, I don't know why people super hyped over this trailer, other than the fanboy and this boy service stuff. Yeah, but I'm not. I get it, but I don't get it. Like at the same time, it's like it had nothing in it that really wow me. Per se, like people like it, and I get why you would like it. But other than the fanboy stuff, it have no one thing that's truly like engaging to me, to be honest. But yeah, whatever. I mean, looking good, looking great. So cool.
Yeah. Oh, one more thing. I do hope though, with since you're bringing back Willem Dafoe, Green Goblin. I mean, yes, we hear the voice, but that could be a misdirection, right? So just so you know, just letting you all know, right? I do hope though, because I mean, as much as we praise the 2002 Spider-Man movie, that Green Goblin suit though,
Yeah, China truck.
yeah, yeah. It wasn't good back then. And like, for me, like, it never like bugged me when I first saw the movie. Ha, bug, right? To be honest, because it was just, hey, we getting a Spider-Man movie for real this time, right? So if this is the design of Green Goblin, if the suit have to have the mouth open and you hear Willem Dafoe talk threateningly through it, then okay, I guess that's what we had to do. But
Right.
look at it now, like 19 years later, it's just like, well, come on, guys, like come on, right? So I hope at least with this new movie here, if if he is gonna be in the show for sure, yeah, they really had to do some upgrades on that suit for real, man, for real.
Now I said, you notice that we in there to see him, we get to see Doc Ock, but not him. Now I'm trying to tell you, That was saying
True.
is I'm not particularly convinced that it's a big like misdirection. I'm not really that convinced with all of that, to be honest. However,
Yeah, we'll see.